Next is H4, it's our fourth one. Request to amend section 177-3 of the Warren County Code to add the Shenandoah Farms subdivision to the list of designated locations where the shooting of firearms is prohibited. Mr. Stanley.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, the property owners of Shenandoah Farms, Inc., or POSF, has unanimously requested that the Shenandoah Farms subdivision be added to the list of designated locations where the shooting of firearms is prohibited. A letter is included in your packet with that request. Shenandoah Farms currently includes about 2,830 lots and 1,215 homes, and is the largest subdivision in Warren County. POSF has indicated that growth in the community has necessitated the request, as the houses are simply too close to continue recreational discharge of firearms. Currently, the following subdivisions prohibit recreational shooting of firearms, and these are all part of the county code: Skyline Estates, Shenandoah Shores, Aspen Hill Farm, Skyview section, Lakefront Royal, Blue Mountain, Apple Mountain Lake South, High Knob, Stonewall Estates, Cedarville Heights, and Bowling View subdivision. Signs would have to be erected by POSF and or the sanitary district at its expense to indicate the ban on shooting. I will say that it's actually, over the years, we've had a number of complaints. Those are typically forwarded to the sheriff's office to investigate. Some legitimate, some not, but I think, again, as the community continues to build out, the number of calls has increased steadily over the years. A lot more houses there now than it was 20 years ago, so I can see where it's become more of an issue. So with that, we've got some folks here tonight for public hearing. I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any before we open.
Yes, anyone on the board have questions for Mr. Stanley? If not, public hearing is open. Is there anyone from, go ahead, Ms. Rouse.
Ralph Rinaldi.
Mr. Chairman, board members, Mr. Stanley, Mr. Whitten, Ms. Logan, and last but not least, Emily. My name is Ralph Rinaldi. I live at 4725 Hounsville Road, Front Royal, Virginia. I speak to you tonight in favor of banning recreational shooting in Shenandoah Farms. The reasons I support the ban on shooting are as follows. Because of the development over the past 20 years, this represents more houses and more people. There's been 60 building permits in the last 2 years alone. Several years ago, I forget the year, we took 140 building permits in a 2-year period, and that's when the high top section was being done. The average building permit per year issues are between 25 and 35, and this is my best estimate on that, okay? We know this because we collect a new construction fee for each permit issued. In summary, to these estimates, more houses, more people, more traffic. As chairman of POSF, I've received several calls from property owners supporting the ban. I have not received any calls not supporting the ban. POSF sent a letter to the county administrator requesting the ban. Before I sent the letter, our board voted unanimously to support the request. I've reached out to many residents. Some are here tonight, some are not. Not one of the people I have talked to objected to the ban. There is already no hunting in Shenandoah Farms, and there's a reason for that. I believe that we are the last sanitary district that is not covered by a recreational shooting ban. Mr. Stanley can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I think that's true. I want to be very clear in my next statement. The shooting ban has nothing to do with the Second Amendment, period. It has everything to do with the safety of our residents and visitors, construction crews, and our county county employees that are on our road crew. It is clear, to be clear again, this is a safety issue, not a Second Amendment issue. Thank you very much for your time.
Is there anyone else? Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Mounts, anyone sign up? I'm gonna roll.
Larry Cox.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Larry Cox. I live at 557 Lake Drive, Shenandoah Farms, Sanitary District. That's what we'll do. I've lived there since 1984. When I first moved there, they had a shooting range on Treasure Island. It's no longer exists. I live at the corner of Lake Drive and Walker Farm Road, one of the main arteries into Shenandoah Farms. And I own 5 acres in that corner. Goes from Walker Farm Road over top of the mountain back down to Lake Drive. In the past, there's been numerous shootings. I've replaced shingles in my roof with bullet holes in them. People having backyard firing ranges. That's the problem. New Year's, I can take 7 to 10 bullets out of my swimming pool from people shooting up in the air. I've come down on my house, I've found them on the hoods of my vehicle, and things like that. The private shooting ranges these people have in their backyards are going to hurt somebody bad. And like I say, I lived there since 1984. I was the first house on that road at the main corner of Walker Farm and Lake Drive. There's now 12 houses on that road. 3 years ago, a house was built right across from me. Man has 3 children. They're always out in the yard playing. They got a swing set. Cars coming down the road, flying. We need something done with the roads, but with the shooting in people's backyards, someone's going to get hurt. Because they can't see what they're shooting on the other side because it's going through the trees and everything across roads and into other people's property. But as far as they see a target, not beyond that target. And I myself am an avid hunter and a shooter. I'm an NRA member. Been an NRA member for many, many years. I belong to the Winchester Frederick County Conservation Club, and that's where I do my shooting and my hunting on their property. And I don't see why anybody that wants to shoot at a range can't go and join a hunt club or a range that's not too far away from Shenandoah Farms. There's one right outside of Berryville. It's called 340 Range. My range is on the property of Winchester Frederick County Conservation Club. They have 2 rifle ranges. They have 3 pistol ranges. They have an archery range. We own 472 acres right at that site. We're allowed to hunt the property, and we take care of the property, all the members. We give away scholarships every year for conservation. Students want to take conservation in college. So we do a good service for our community, and I just don't want to see someone hurt in my neighborhood. There's a lot of new people moving up there. They do have children. The school bus line is getting longer and longer every year. And I don't want to go against anybody's moving to the country, but from the city they come up and they think they live in the country, they can do whatever they want. And they have a hard time driving on gravel roads. They're not used to that, but that's another story. And Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to thank you as a vet, from a vet to a vet. Thank you for your service for your country.
Thank you for yours.
You're welcome.
Ms. Mount?
And I apologize if I mispronounced your last name. Dale Orlowski.
Hello, my name is Dale Orlowski. I live at 146 Lookout Wine Lane, in Virginia. Let me say first that I'm a Second Amendment, pro Second Amendment. My history is I'm retired military, 21 years, Air Force. During that period of time, I was a reserve firearms instructor at the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. I've been awarded both the Air Force and the Navy medals for both marksmanship in gun, long arms and in pistol. I had 21 years total. I have 15, 16 years previous law enforcement, where I was a deputy sheriff in El Paso County, Colorado Springs, police officer in Loveland, Colorado, a criminal investigator for the state of Colorado, and a police officer / investigator for North Slope Rural, Alaska. I love hunting, so like I said, I'm pro NRA, but this is not about the Second Amendment. This is about the safety of our residents. And I've done a little bit of research. Like I said, I got the background being a safety instructor, and most of the research I got, I'll read it to you here, is Shenandoah Farms is too popular to allow firearm shooting. The recommended safe acreage to shoot on is 10 acres. That's taken by all the states. There's multiple states that have passed resolutions to make minimum shooting distance for their state. Unfortunately, Virginia's not one of them. The recommended distance for a shotgun range is 200 meters. For a handgun, it's 500 meters, and for a rifle, it's 10,000 meters. All these have a berm at the back of it between 10 to 12 feet high. This is taken by the U.S. government DOE fire range inspections. Here in Shenandoah Farms, the average, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the average lot is around 1 acre to a little bit over an acre. None of these would fit any of these qualifications for a firing range to make it safe. There's plenty of videos out there, if you want to look at them, that will tell you that see the people on, these are regular firearm ranges, shooting. There's one where a guy was shooting a rifle, went ahead and ricocheted back, and shot his hat off his head. And that was a safe range. There's another one we were out there, a guy and his wife, they're shooting on a safe range, and her bullet ricocheted off and hit him in the hand. In law enforcement, I've seen plenty of officers that have self-inflicted wounds. I mean, you can be the safest person out there, and you can say you got the safest range out there, but accidents still do happen. And I'm saying, as a subject matter expert, which I call myself, and somebody might not agree with me, but it's not when something's going to happen, or if something's going to happen, it's going to be when something happens. This is going to be a powder keg. It's safety. Everything's dealing with safety. You'll have people come out there and say, well, I'm a safe shooter, but that's not going to handle it. Not when somebody gets hit. We've got to look at the property of other people too. I live on the back half of a logging area, and I hear shots going back and forth probably 3-4 times a week. And even if it's in the woods, that's somebody else's property. And that's a logging company. Have you ever seen what a piece of lead or a piece of metal would do to a saw blade? Or what happens if that saw blade breaks a half or it splits and somebody's cutting that wood because somebody was shooting unsafe? At the very least, that person will lose that money on that log and saw blade. At the worst case scenario, that person will lose their life to sawing it. And I don't think it's worth somebody to go ahead and just target practice in the back of their yard, where it's somebody else's life or ruin somebody else's property. I brought here, everybody here, probably familiar with firearms. The lowest velocity firearms are with the lowest amount of lead and the lowest amount of powder is a 22 caliber. Everybody agree with that? I brought here the box case. I don't want to bring the rounds here. Somebody would appreciate that. But I brought the box case here, and I can pass it up if you don't mind. On the back of the box case, it says, caution. Here you go, sir. And the caution is that it has a deadly range of 1.5 miles. And I remind you, that's got the least amount of powder of any other round, there. So, like I said, it's safety. Everything's safety. You go up from there to a 38, 357, 300 WSM, you're going miles. So with that, that's all I have to say. I appreciate it. And again, one more quick question, answer there. When I came to Shenandoah Farms, that was 13 years ago, I had to sign a piece of paper with the rules of Shenandoah Farms. And on that rule, it's number 6, it says the majority of Shenandoah Farms has a rule against shooting. So it's those who say it's a Second Amendment right, they have signs. It's already a rule and it's for the safety of both our residents and for our guests. And I can also bring that forward too. It's number 6. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Mouse, anyone else?
Nancy Wynn.
Yes, my name is Nancy Wynn, and I have a real big concern about
Address,
shooting.
please.
Huh?
Address, please.
Oh, 146 Lookout Point Way. That was my husband before me. And my concern with the shooting is I've actually been out in my backyard, and I like, do I need to duck for cover? You know, it's like, and it concerns me. And so I went on Facebook one day and I posted on the Blue Mountain blog about why is there so much shooting? And I'm going to read you some of the responses that I received. I don't care, complain. And the more they complain, the more shoot, I'll trust, shoot me. I got plenty of guns and plenty of ammo. I've shot over 3K rounds in the last 6 weeks. And that's from a person, we checked out his property because, you know, he's there. He shoots guns within a mile of our home off a high top with no backdrop. So I'm going to move a little bit forward here. And I was reading something, and most people feel that it's their right to shoot. They can do what they want. It's their, like, that they're living in the country, that somehow they feel it's okay. We're really not in the country. We're in a subdivision, and it's very densely populated. And I'm going to read, the same guy that says he has guns, he's going to shoot what he wants. This is the mentality of the people. It might be the minority, but it is the minority that scares me. This is what he said, and I'm going to spell out the curse words. Listen, dickhead, in your white Camry. I was doing 40 to 50 miles down the mountain while you decided to ride my ASS to the point where I couldn't see your face, and then pass me on a short blind turn. Let me tell you, I'll be on the lookout for your ASS. If you try to that SHIT again, I'll take the accident ticket and ram your ASS off the effing road. And all you're doing is asking for a head-on collision, endangering other people's lives. So first off, that's not a ticket, that's assault. And that's the same person that's talking about shooting all the guns and ammos that he wants. That concerns me because that's within a mile of my home. And if you like me, I will send you the Facebook post from this person. This is just one person. There's many more, but this is the one person that has expressed his anger and outrage, and that concerns me because I don't feel safe in my yard. It could be 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm out there trying to mow the lawn, and I really feel like I have to duck for cover, and I shouldn't have to do that in my own yard. I should be able to feel safe in my own home in Warren County. So thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Mouse, anyone else?
Gloria Sulan. I apologize if I mispronounced that.
Mr. Chairman, Board. My name is Gloria Celine. I live at 362 Dogwood Farm in Frontville, Shenandoah Farms. I'm on the board for Shenandoah Farms, and I really don't have much to say because everybody has eloquently stated their concerns. I agree with their statements, their sentiments, and I truly agree that this is a big safety issue. I would like to request that we get approval on this. And in addition to that, update the Code 360, Chapter 177 on the weapons that has outlined all the POAs that already have this established. Thank you.
Ms. Mouse, anyone else?
Joe Longo.
Good evening, evening. I'm Joe Longo, I live at 195 Old Oak Lane in Shenandoah Farms. I've been there 25 years, and when I moved in there, there were a little fewer than 500 houses, and a lot of those houses were summer homes, so they weren't occupied all the time. When I moved into my house, I had a line of sight of one other house. I now have a line of sight of 6 houses, and Gloria's just over the hill from me, and I think we have a total of a little less than 2,000. We're getting real close to 2,000 homes in Shenandoah Farms. So like the gentleman said, the average lot is a half-acre lot. I have 2 half-acre lots. Most of the houses I can see are less than 300, 400 feet from my house. So it really doesn't make much sense for people to be out and shoot. Most of the shooting, in my experience, is recreation, celebration, and frustration. And we've had, as Doug said, incidents where people in their frustration go out and start shooting and have hit the lady that lived in Gloria's house before she moved there, was sitting watching TV and a bullet hit 1 foot from her head. And so those are the kinds of incidents we've had over the years. And so I am in support of the firing ban. There's really no need to have anything like that. I feel like we've come a long way in making Shenandoah Farms a civilized community, and this would help move that one step forward. Thank you.
Ms. Mills, anyone else?
No one else to sign up.
Is there anyone else that would care to speak at this time? Third and final call. Anyone else care to speak? Public hearing is now closed. What is my pleasure?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move that the Board of Supervisors amend and reordain Section 177-3 of the Warren County Code to add the Shenandoah Farms subdivision to the list of designated areas where the shooting of firearms is prohibited.
Second.
Any discussion? I'd like to make a comment. I would like to say I'm going to support this, and I truly personally respect the Shenandoah Farms Board's decision to consider safety, public safety. That's what a board's supposed to do. And you're to be complimented on doing that. Well over 50 years ago, I was a marksmanship instructor for the Boy Scout troop. And Remington and Winchester came in and stressed that playing with a rifle will kill someone. And it was drummed into our heads that back then the killing radius was 1 mile of a .22. And if it went beyond a mile and hit a critical organ, it would kill someone. Being in the military, we were taught weapons respect. And that kind of respect has to carry into the civilian sector. So I am going to support this. Thank you. Anyone else?
I was just going to mention that I remember 4 years going door to door extensively in the Shenandoah Farms and being out there around 8:30, sometimes even maybe 9 o'clock in the evenings, and they would warn me. They say, "Hey, you're going to get shot." And so I'm going to support this, and I'm glad it was unanimous. I'm glad people came up and spoke, and I can relate to what Joe Longo. He probably maybe don't want me to say this about him, but we're both from the southern West Virginia, and we come from the Hatfields and McCoy area, and I support the safety issue here.
Thank you. Anyone else have a comment?
Just,
Go ahead, Tim.
2 things, I guess. I support something that makes sense as far as in a higher density population. But the one thing, we've had these issues come before us before with other sanitary districts or POAs. How's the enforcement work on this? I mean, if you hear somebody shooting, you call the sheriff's deputy and then they have to come? No, that time. Go ahead, Dan.
The sheriff's office usually enforces this. We haven't added a citizen, I mean, a citizen theoretically could go to the magistrate and swear out the summons. I don't think we've had any of those since I've been here. Usually it's the sheriff's office that goes and, witnesses the shooting, and then they write up the summons for the person.
So I just think that becomes somewhat difficult because by the time the sheriff deputy gets there, the shooting may cease. And I don't believe it's a good idea for citizens to go to whoever's shooting and tell them to stop. So,
I mean, once we switch to the new communication system, people won't be able to listen in and know when the deputies are coming to. I know that's one of the things I've heard from sheriff's deputies is people hear they're coming up the mountain, and so they stop shooting.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, so maybe it's easier to enforce them now. I remember in the past, that was one of the reasons why.
The only other question I had too was the POSF represents the entire POA, including what's over in Clark County, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, but this does not take effect in Clark County side, correct? I guess what I'm getting at, I wouldn't think our ordinance would pertain to Clark County, unless of course we did a boundary adjustment. But I'm just saying, I don't know if it's worthwhile to approach the Clark County Board of Supervisors, so if they have similar ordinances or whatever. I don't know if it's that much of a problem on that side. You would know better than I. But again, if they're over there, listen to the gentleman, several speakers, they could be firing a gun and it's going to travel into the Warren County side.
In my opinion, it should be the entire farms. We'll post signs on the Clark County side, whether we're supposed to or not. I mean, that's the way it is.
It's still reference the Warren County Code section.
Well, put a piece of duct tape over that. So.
But that's just a suggestion you may want to look into further.
Yeah.
I'm sure you already thought of it, so that's fine.
So it can become like, Ralph, how it used to be when we went down Howesville Road and it has Warren County sign and there's all these voters in Clark County voting in Warren County.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we have in our packet a letter from the Commonwealth of Virginia State Police asking us to support it, and I think that would be a tool for our local sheriff's office.
Anyone else have comments? If not, we need a roll call.
Mr. Fox?
Aye.
Mr. Sayer?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman?
Aye.
Ms. Gladys?
Aye.
Mr. Carter?
Aye.